It is August of 2021 and I'm in Hizzy class with one of my mates, and we're just sitting in class, yapping, talking, and it comes up in conversation that he has some stuff in his bag, right? So we start talking about this stuff that he has from the night before, because he would do it on a school night. He'd steal it from his mate's dad. And I say to him, like, I can roll you a J and you can have it here at school. You can go into the bathrooms, I'll roll it for you in the bathrooms. So he's down straight away. He's just like, yeah, let's do it. All right, so the bell rings and we go to the toilets, which are just around the corner in the Hizzy block. And I'm rolling this thing with like actual paper, like just paper you use to write on, right? But so once I've rolled it, him and my other mate, they had planned to have it together. But I said, just have it quickly. So they have the whole thing. There wasn't an insane amount in there. And we go out like a minute later because we knew if we stayed in there for too long, you'd be able to smell it. So we just like dipped as soon as possible. All right, so once they've had it, the boys go to the canteen. I'm just around sitting with my brother talking shit. Those boys come back around, they're talking shit. And these girls come up to us and say, oh, like all the deputies are looking for you. There's like 3 or 4 deputies looking for us. They couldn't find us, right? And I was like, oh, they'd be looking for us for that reason, you know? But obviously we didn't still have the J on us because those boys literally had the whole thing. But we did still have things in our bag that we shouldn't have. So all these things that I had, I emptied into my brother's mate's bags. So we went up to the front office and we pretty much handed ourselves in. We're like, oh, we heard you were looking for us. And then, you know, we're just acting all innocent. And the deputies are like, I heard you've got something you shouldn't, mate. And I'm just going back and forth with her, talking to her. And she goes, no, I've been told by a student that you boys were, you know, blazing up in the bathrooms. And I say, no, we weren't. You can search my bag if you want. And they search all of our bags. First, it's one of my mates who had it. Second, it's the other mate who had it. They had nothing. Gets to my bag, okay? We're going through, everything's all good. Nothing in there, just as I thought. Check my lunch containers, you know, check the whole entire bag. Until they find this Eclipse tin. Now, as soon as I see this Eclipse tin, I have a weird feeling. And then that's when it hits me. Oh, fuck. I'm thinking back to the holidays. That's that Eclipse tin that I used in the school holidays that had a half-done J in it. I wonder if that's still in there. All right, so the storm is brewing at this point. I sort of hesitate to open it up, but I obviously do. I end up opening it up, and lo and behold, there's this much, like a bee's dick of a J left in there. Barely had anything in it. It was pretty much fully done. They see it, they smell it, they call the police, and you know, they bag it up. I end up getting suspended from school. They ended up searching my brother as well, who came to the office. After this, I ended up having to go down to the police station a few weeks later to get a junior caution. I think that's what it is. It's just where they put this caution on your record. I think you get 3 of them and then you actually go to court, but I only ever got 1, right? And bro, I just wish I knew at the time that the people you hang around heavily influences the type of person you become. My dad said to me a few weeks ago, you hang around dogs, you get fleas. And I was like, fuck, never heard that one before, but it's so true. You hang around dogs, you are going to get fleas, all right? You hang around people who don't serve you, you are going to become exactly like them. They're going to bring you down to their level. And that's exactly what happened. Now, I'm not blaming this situation on these boys, but if I wasn't hanging out with these boys, it wouldn't have happened. Sure, I offered to roll it for them. I'm taking responsibility for my actions, but I'm saying this would never have occurred if I was hanging out with the good kids who weren't doing that, right? Who weren't going out on the weekends and getting fucked up, who were doing things with themselves. You know, I only sort of started realizing that you are a sum of the 5 people you hang around most when I was like 14, maybe even 15 years old, but I just didn't take any action. I was like, oh no, the boys I'm hanging out with are good. You know, we only do substances sometimes, and then the rest of the time we're all good, so it's no big deal. But if you're hanging around people who do any of that stuff ever, especially at that young of an age, you're going to turn out a loser, because that's exactly what they are. And chances are, if you're hanging out with them, you're a loser already. I get a lot of messages from guys on Instagram who tell me, you know, oh, I've started vaping and oh, I've been considering, you know, blazing up with these popular kids at school because I've been fitting in with them doing this stuff and I'm becoming popular. And it's like, bro, what for? And this applies to girls as well. What for? You're gonna do something that's against your morals and values for the purpose of what? Becoming popular, fitting in, looking cool? Because I promise you, this high school shit, it does not matter. All right, once you get out of high school, all these people you thought were cool, the popular group, you know, you put them on a pedestal in high school, they're going to be the biggest fucking losers. Because if I look back at the year 12s that I looked up to when I was in year 7, they're losers. They're absolute losers now. They're doing nothing with their lives. They're still doing the same shit, going out getting fucked up on the weekend. High school is really this false sense of achievement. You think because you're popular that you're going somewhere in life? Nah, not at all. I'm not saying you can't. But what I'm saying is there's a high chance you are just going to turn out a loser doing all of these things. And I had a comment the other day from someone who's obviously a bit older, and he was saying like, oh, it takes a real man to do substances recreationally for 20 years and be an alpha and earn good money. And I'm just thinking like, cunt, how fucking skewed is your perception of this world? How can you think that's cool? Being a real man is what? Giving into your desires and earning good money? Like, no, bro. If you think that way, you are fucked in this life. A real man controls his emotions. A real man doesn't touch substances because that is a decision led off of emotion. If you can't have enough self-control not to do that stuff, then you're bound to fail. And just to put into perspective for you guys how drastically your life can change just by changing the people you hang around. As a lot of you will know, I had this court case happen last year, and I got arrested, I got sentenced. I didn't go to jail, fortunately enough. They let me out on probation, but when this happened, me and the boys were all at the time, so we weren't in our right minds. We're drinking beverages and we also had a bit of that, right? But once I stopped hanging out with them, I stopped hanging out with anyone, literally would just talk to my brothers, that's it. Hang out with them every single day. I started making money. I got a job. I started making progress. I started making music and, I was in a much better place in life. But now, once again, I've upgraded my friendship circle and I've got people who are making content, making far more money than me, not my brothers or anything. All right, I've found mates who are doing far better than me in life. They're making content, they're making good money, they're living at a home, doing everything that I aspire to do. I'm making so much more progress because I look at them and go, fuck, that's what I could be. I could be that if I just keep going. So it really does make a difference, bro. Like, it makes a massive difference. Who you hang around is the type of person that you will become. Just try and improve yourself every single day. I've got my best mate Crocker, and I've been trying to hang out with him as much as possible. Reason being because we push each other. And it's not anything too insane, but it's like we push each other to that next level, that next extreme. So if we say we're gonna stay in the sauna for 32 minutes, and then it comes to 32 minutes, one of us might say to each other, nah, we'll go 33. And by this point, we already feel like we're gonna pass out. Or, we're in the ice bath and it's like, oh yeah, you got to 3 minutes. No, 3 minutes 30, you gotta stay in for that extra 30 seconds. We just like to push each other and test each other's limits. And that's the type of people you need to be hanging around. All right? And if you want to start improving your life and making changes, building your future towards this bright and abundant life that you have always wanted, click the top link in the description. That's going to take you to my online school community where I'm helping young guys and girls change their lives every single day, one day at a time. Stay grinding, G.